Hello riders, and today on the vlog is a custom Triumph Bobber. Built at Polson Creative for a Goodwood revival. Hello Stuart.
Hello.
Would you like to come into the frame? Those who are regular, I don't have to introduce Stuart once again because we did a couple of your custom bikes last year.
You did, yes.
And you built them for revival as well.
That's right, yeah. It's an unusual thing for bikers to go to. We like it because it's a bit unusual. We built a couple last year, a Harley and a Triumph, not quite to this level, but it's still a lovely bike. And yeah, they caught your eye, so you said, can I create some content? So we said, no problem. I
was just for about an hour or so at a Goodwood revival, and on the way out, I just saw Stuart and Polson Creative, and I saw the bike and I said, can I come back and film this? Because this looks and also feels better than last year. I like the last year one, but this is, like you say, it's a different level and it feels like this. I already ridden it, so we're hyper excited now to interview you and ask all about it.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's nice to seeing it in the dry as well, because Goodwood was obviously very wet. But yeah, thank you for coming down and showing it off. It's pretty cool.
So let's start with inspiration. What is an inspiration? Because you call it British Bobber.
That's right. So what we wanted to do with this one was celebrate the people that we work with as well as ourselves. Obviously we build them all, we build a lot of our own parts. We don't fabricate exhaust in-house, we don't pretend that we do. So we've worked with Hitchcocks who make custom exhaust systems. This is a new design, so it's a slightly longer, and we've gone with mufflers. We wanted to go more of a retro style, being for a Goodwood. The paintwork, we work with Valkyrie paint, so those guys done an amazing job. There's a 98 underneath the seat in a race style, and that's because that's the first year that Goodwood Revival started. So it's all a nod to that whole theme. The wheels have been custom made for us. We have a wheel builder we use who's strung them all together for us, but we use factory hubs so that it's got 32 spoke layout, so it's quite factory looking, but also no one else is doing it, so it's something different. Custom front yokes, so it's 60mm wider. That's quite modern. That's not necessarily old school or race, but at the same time it gives it a real presence. Yeah, and there's just loads of different aspects on there. Tom Hurley did the seat for us. He's a custom upholsterer, and we just gave him a brief on this occasion. With the paint, we worked quite closely with the Valkyrie boys. On the seat, we just said retro, modern and race, and he's come up with this design which looks like something out of a 40s Bentley, so really cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds perfect. It just sounds perfect. As I said, I rode it already, I heard it already, and I couldn't get enough because it sounds very custom, but at the same time it doesn't break your ears. It's loud enough but not too loud. I got people pointing into a bike when I was riding, and I literally, it's a head turner. First of all, people hear the sound, which is very nice tone of it.
Yeah, it's quite deep because of the longer muffler at the back there. It's quite deep. When I spoke to Tom about it, we were saying, look, we love the drag pipes that you do. We've fit loads of them, and they are very cool. but they're very raspy and they're quite loud. These are still as loud, but it's a deeper tone.
Yeah.
And because they're slightly further behind the rider as well, it's not so deep in your ear. I think it's more of a tasteful noise, which kind of fits with the theme as well for Goodwood and everything else. It's not so obnoxious, and you could ride it for a long period of time without getting tired.
Yes, yes, definitely. It didn't irritate me at all. I was enjoying it once it's restless and the backshotting and everything about it, the tone, and it's just beautiful, beautiful sound.
Rolling off is as fun as throttling on. 100%.
It is, definitely. Absolutely. And you enjoy it no matter where you go.
Yeah,
you ride it in like in Malden, and it was great because you have people admiring the bike, and you don't need to go fast. You just enjoy kind of being in present, and then you go to the open country lane, open it up. Oh my God, and so nimble. Also, I found this talkier than the stock. Why do you think is that? Because of the exhaust?
It could be, yeah. So there's not a huge amount done different to the other ones that you've ridden that we've built. They've still got custom exhaust systems, you know, airbox delete kit on there, etc. But I think with the longer pipe, and it's got some baffling in there, it's got basically a little bit better back pressure. So I think at lower revs you've actually got a little bit more performance. With drag pipes, they're only really effective if you're flat out. So they look cool, but unless you're literally laying on the tank flat out all the time, you're not actually getting the maximum power out of the bike. So with these, you've probably got more of a usable power throughout the mid-range, so that's why it probably feels the way it does.
It's very, very, very pleasant to ride as well as to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, and that's what we wanted to do it. So it's rare that we get to do it. We did it last year at Goodwood, as you mentioned, but rarely, but when we'd want to, we build a bike that we like. So we designed it to a spec that we had in mind, which was, you know, retro, modern and race. We wanted to work with everyone that we work with all the time, but we wanted to show it off and give them the best work and take it all together and call it the British Bobber, because the reason it's that name as well is all those guys I've mentioned and all the companies involved, they're all, you know, British companies. So it's a cool thing that it's all made here by different, you know, independent firms who do amazing work. And the effect is something that's unusual, which is wicked and different to everything else that's out there.
I know that people will be interested in the price as well. For how much you sold it?
It was 28,000. Yeah. So,
and you sold it twice.
Well, yeah, we've obviously got other builds off the back of it from Goodwood.
But the same bike you sold to United States, but then it was trouble with all the legal.
Yeah, sadly, importing them across is incredibly hard. So although we had a client say, "Look, I'll have it," that's great. Just physically getting it.
So you found a way to build him another bike.
We're likely going to be building the kit and taking over to him.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Win-win. Somebody in Scotland will be hopefully riding it, not just having it in the garage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then you get to build another one.
Yeah, exactly. We've got somebody else who's put their name down as well at the show. Well, there's a couple others, but they put their name down at the show saying, it's a shame I can't have this one because it's the one that we built and they wanted it. I said, sorry, it's sold. But they now want to do the one with their own, curate the colour and the style. So we're going to do that for them as well.
What did you struggle with?
Timing to get it done for Goodwood was a struggle. But no, other than that, not too much. Like, as we've said before, we've built many of these now. We've started to do the wide wheel kits. This is the second that we've released. We've got others underway, and fortunately it's not a huge change from doing the standard one. Like, you know, we're all set up with it with all the right equipment, and the guys who make them for us, the engineer company, they're excellent at what they do.
So you're changing the yokes but keeping the forks the same?
Exactly, so the forks are the same, but the yokes are different. So we have custom spacer kit, custom axles, and all the adapters made, and it allows us to put the original hub in there. But if it was an original wheel, it would look ridiculous because it's a lot smaller. So we've had new rims made in the UK, rolled out of pure stainless steel, and then we had them punched and built by a wheel builder, so that they're now, well, the tyre's nearly 7 inches wide, but the rims are 5 inches wide. So
it looks so good having the front and the rear almost like it looks a proper bob. Like, it looks chunky, but at the same time, it's so pleasant to ride. Because when I looked at that wheel, I thought, okay, how that will affect the riding, but actually it's so nice.
It does tip in nicely still.
It does, and it's so nimble and feels very light as well for some reason.
Well, it will do. It's a lot lighter than a standard bike. Obviously, you got rid of the catalytic converter, all the weight off of the back rear end and all the big number plate. The exhaust system stainless steel and a lot shorter. Airbox delete, that's been taken away. So physically in weight, it's probably 10-15 kilos lighter.
Oh yeah.
Slightly better performance because the engine's running a little bit happier now that it's got the exhaust system and the intake on there. Suspension wise, we work with Hagon as well, another UK company, and they developed this suspension unit for us, which is fully adjustable. And it's hard to do in a bobber because the travel's so short, but they managed to do it. So that's a new product they hadn't made before, so now it's available. People can buy it and they can have it fitted to their bobber.
Oh, nice.
Again, that's probably another reason why you say it rides so nice, because it's got better equipment on it than standard.
So these parts, like the exhaust, a custom suspension, yokes, can people purchase on Paulson website?
Absolutely, yeah. The exhausts for this occasion, they were the first of their kind. Speaking to Tom, I speak to him 2 or 3 times a week. He was saying if you get interest, obviously we can make another set. Bearing in mind we've got enough interest for other builds, it's likely that we'll be seeing another set of these coming through. So if someone wants them and they ask for them, you can have them. The suspension unit, straight away, we can just place an order within 2 or 3 days. They can now manufacture that unit. Absolutely, and the front kits we already sell. So they're not listed on our website yet. We need to list them on there. But if someone wants one, just drop us an email and we can build you some. So no problem.
So if you don't want the full bike built by Paulson Creative, you still can purchase the parts or the exhaust with that beautiful note. I'm literally obsessed. I think it's definitely, I like this more than the last year.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, we said when we finished it and stood back, we were like, I think it's probably one of the best bikes we've built. We build loads of different things, so it's, compared to some Harleys, it's very different, but there's something about it, we were just like, it's an all-encompassing lovely bike.
And I like that this one does not compromise with the performance, and in fact, it enhances it. It makes it better.
Absolutely, yeah. I would say the handling is the same. It's not better. The suspension certainly is, but the performance is better for sure. And
definitely.
The whole fact that it looks that way is, it's just one of those things. I think if I had it, I'd certainly stare at it as much as I rode it, because it's got something special about it, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. What do you guys think? Okay. I have to show that ride. I'm not saying let's go for a ride because I've already ridden it, but let's go for a ride and you will see it. Oh my god, it pulls so nicely and sounds so nice. Woo! Afterwards I will record more of the exhaust notes because now I'm talking, so the microphone is in my helmet, but afterwards I'll put the microphone closer to the exhaust, guys. I think you still hear that, and I have to agree, it's beautiful. Also, what's a glorious day to ride a motorcycle in October. Wow. That feels way torquier than the stock bobber. It feels super torquey on the, like, straight at the bottom of the range. And then we will see how it is throughout the range, but I don't think that Paulson sacrificed anything of a performance. I think it's more added. Oh, such a pleasant sound of that. but it rides so beautifully. Sometimes custom bikes, they sacrifice with ergonomics or with a handling ability. This feels just beautiful, super nice. I'll not exaggerate at all, guys, saying that I had a huge grin riding this. I loved it so much. I decided once again not to talk into the microphone but record the sound of a bike, so you have this riding experience. Plus, it gave me the opportunity to really concentrate on the bike and feel it rather than talk through my feelings, because I only have unfortunately, I only have limited time on those custom bikes. I can't take them for a few days or a full day. I only had about half an hour. I did the same road 3 times, the curvy bit, because for a filming purposes, obviously, for content. I loved it. I loved it so much. It's just, like I said, it's just as good riding slowly in town. I had people turning heads, everybody's looking, and it makes you feel special. That bike makes you feel special, that's for sure. It just makes the entire experience feel special if you're going 20 miles per hour and stuck in the traffic. And once you open it up on the open road, it's just zen. It's so good. I'm a big lover of a good sound of a motorcycle, and to me it adds to experience for sure. It's a big percentage of what it is like to ride a motorcycle, and having a sound as perfect as this, because it's custom, it feels very special and it sounds, it's just perfect. But at the same time, it's not too loud. It doesn't break my ears. It doesn't get me tired. It was literally like twisting, enjoying, and oh, so good, so good. I'm so lucky with my job, and it's all thanks to you all for watching my episodes, liking them and commenting and helping this channel grow so I can continue riding exclusive, sold custom motorcycles. Thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me those opportunities. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.